I often get asked the question, what is EFT or tapping? Is it that weird thing you do when you tap on your face? That's weird. Yes, it looks weird. And here's the thing, it actually works. So whether you need a tool for coping or you want to do a deep dive into your emotional healing and transformation, this works. Today, I'm going to show you what it is, the science behind why it works, and the very basics. Moving from a place of anxiety, overwhelm, and self-doubt into feeling like yourself is truly one of the best gifts you can give yourself. And it's worth it. So when diving into EFT, don't worry about doing it wrong or right. Take that pressure off yourself. I know, I'm a Virgo, I'm a perfectionist. One of the best things about EFT is you don't have to worry about getting it right because we're using vibration. So let yourself be open to the feeling of changes within your body and in your energy system. And know that healing is a continuous process that's never really over because we're always changing and striving to be the best versions of ourselves. The purpose is to take that first step where you are right now with what you've got. The trick is to be honest with yourself, and the more specific and willing you are to go deep, the better you're going to feel. So lean into the discomfort, knowing that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's brilliant. So what is EFT or tapping? EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques, and very simply, it's a fast and gentle way to discharge emotional distress, traumatic memories, and all those negative thoughts that are going on in the background. It's been successful with physical and emotional problems, and it doesn't matter how long you've had it. It uses finger tapping on traditional Chinese acupuncture points while focusing on a specific issue. So if you've ever gotten acupuncture and you've seen those charts or those mannequins with all the lines going through the body and all those points are usually red and blue, those are showing the acupuncture points and the energy meridians. So an energy meridian, very simply, is kind of like having freeways that go from the top of your head all the way to the bottoms of your toes. And along these freeways, we have our on-ramps and off-ramps. When we are using tapping, we are helping that energy move through the meridians, tapping on these acupuncture points, moving the energy through these meridians to create clarity, safety, all that good flow. When we're tapping on these acupuncture points and sending all these vibrations through the meridians, we're also sending these vibrations straight to the amygdala. The amygdala is that tiny part of our brain that is responsible for that fight or flight response and doesn't respond to words alone. So if you've ever been working through a traumatic memory or stress and anxiety that's coming up, you know that telling yourself, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, doesn't really work. Your body is still in that stress response. But the tapping has a direct and immediate effect on downregulating the amygdala's reaction to a real or imagined threat. So real, it's happening right here in the moment, or imagined, I'm worried about the past or I am worried about the future. So it's really effective on helping us clear out those worries, those stresses, and those past traumas. Now, emotions can get stuck when it doesn't feel safe to express them. You can imagine growing up as a child, all the times your parents said, get over it, just be happy, hide your crazy, man up. All of those kind of messages caused us to go, all of our emotions got stuck in these energy meridians in our body. Imagine if we have all these energy meridians running through our bodies. We've got these freeways with their on-ramps and off-ramps. Having an emotion that has gotten stuck is kind of like having a traffic jam. So the tapping is the equivalent of having a traffic cop saying, move along here, nothing to see. And again, it does not matter how old these emotional traumas are, the tapping can have effects immediately, which is why it's one of my most favorite. So these tapping points, I'm just going to go through them very quickly. The most common ones are the face points. So we've got the top of the head, and there's tons of points up here. It doesn't matter if you hit one or the other. Sometimes I like to use a flat hand. Sometimes I like to go around circles. And sometimes I like to do this little like feathering effect because it makes me feel like I'm getting a scalp massage. All of these work. Again, you don't have to hit the exact point because we're using vibration. There's so many points at the top of the head, and the vibration is going to travel through those energy meridians straight to that amygdala. So first, top of the head. Next, we've got inside the eyebrows. one here, one here. And it doesn't matter which side you choose. So you can do this side, you can do that side, you can do both at the same time. For me, I like to use 3 fingers because I like to utilize my third eye point right there and allow the wisdom to come in while I'm tapping. So you'll see me when I'm doing it, I'm using 3 fingers. The next point is at the sides of the eyes. Again, it does not matter if you do this side or that side. You can use 1 finger, you can use multiple fingers. And the idea is to not tap too hard, just very gentle tapping is all it takes. Next point is under the eye, orbital bone. Next point is under the nose, under the chin, or crease of the chin, I should say. And then the collarbone points. So you got these little bony collarbones right here, straight down from there. You got 1 point here, 1 point here. Again, you can choose one side, you can choose the other, flat hand and hit them both, or you can be like a gorilla and tap them like this. Next point is under the arm. Ladies, this is right where your bra strap would be, just right under the arm right here, and then back up to the top. Now, the basic recipe. The first thing we want to do when we're using EFT, if we're going to follow the basic recipe, is number 1, state the problem. And we don't want to have a vague problem like, I don't feel good. We want to try to be very specific. What is that feeling? What is that emotion that is coming up for you right here, right now? The more specific you can be, then the more this abstract feeling, this abstract emotion will be able to be understood by your brain. It's like bringing it out of this world around you and right in front of you so that you can look at it. So try to be really specific. The second thing we want to do is rate the intensity of what we're feeling. So if I'm feeling something like a sadness on that scale from 0 to 10, with 10 being I am the most sad, I'm on my knees right now crying, trying not to hyperventilate. On that scale from 0 to 10, how is that feeling for you right now? And it's subjective. It doesn't matter what somebody else would think of it. It doesn't matter if what somebody else's life experience is. You, in this moment, right now, how intense is this feeling that you're feeling? Next, we do the setup statement. So this is where we kind of make friends with what we're feeling. Our feeling does not define us. It doesn't mean that we are something. It just means we're having an emotion, and so we're just going to make friends with it. The setup statement sounds something like, even though I'm feeling this emotion, this specific sadness, overwhelm, anxiety, whatever it is, I still deeply love, completely accept, and forgive myself. You don't have to use that exact setup statement. You can modify it to make sense for you. That is generally how we create the setup statement. While we are saying the setup statement, we will actually be tapping on the side of our hand. It's usually the only time that we use the side of our hand point, and it's just this squishy little fleshy part right here. So as we're saying, even though I'm feeling this intense sadness that is overwhelming and it's making me feel so sad that I feel like I'm going to cry right now, I still deeply love, completely accept, and forgive myself for feeling this way. Next, we would start tapping through all of the points. The thing that you want to know when you're tapping is you don't have to worry about which words you're going to say. The thing I hear the most is, what do I say? What do I say? What do I say? Here's my trick to knowing what to say. Imagine that you are talking to a trusted friend, a trusted confidant. What would you say to them as this emotion is coming up for you, as you're trying to heal through this? What would you say to them? Just allow yourself to bleh, to get it all out, and you do it while you're tapping. So it might sound something like, I can't believe I'm feeling all this sadness. I can feel it right in my chest. I can feel it behind my eyes. I can feel like these tears are ready to come, or these tears are streaming down my face. How could this person say something to me? They really hurt my feelings. I don't know why I keep them in my life. Whatever it is, just keep it going while you're tapping. Keep going and going, thinking of everything that is coming up for you in that moment. All of those emotions, all of those feelings, all of those thoughts. And as you start to do this, you might actually have some memories that come up. I remember the first time this happened to me, or the first time this was said to me, and it's still not going away. The idea is to keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Just get it out, focus on the negative, but do it while you're tapping. You'll know when you're done because you'll run out of words to say, or you might just feel complete and be able to take that deep breath. And now the last step is to remeasure the intensity of that feeling. So think back to that feeling that you had at the beginning, that incredible sadness, that feeling behind your eyes where you were about to start crying. If it was an 8 before, what is it now? It might be a 7, it might be a 6, maybe it went up. Maybe all this tapping has uncovered a deeper layer that you weren't aware of. Whatever the number is okay. The idea is to keep tapping, to keep utilizing this tool until you can start to see that number go down. Once that number gets down to about a 2 or a 1 or even a 0, then you can start focusing on the positive. Now that you've cleaned out this negative emotion, what do you want to fill in its place? Wrapping up, I just want to share with you some of my most favorite reasons that I love EFT. Number one is you can do it incognito. In some of the other videos, I'll show you how to utilize the finger points so you can do EFT tapping without the people around you knowing. This is really great for teenagers or those pesky family gatherings when people are getting on your nerves. Another thing I love about EFT is it's completely free to use. You can start utilizing it right away. There are tons of videos on YouTube that will teach you how to do it. So I encourage you to dive in, be open, and see what kind of clarity you can create. Third, you can do it with children and teens, and it will create the most amazing coping skill and deep transformation. So let me know if you're using EFT. Let me know if you're stuck. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop the comments below and head over to our next video, how to identify and manage emotions. See you there. I know you want to watch this video. It's just waiting for you. All these emotions ready to be felt.